Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon and Flat Earth Homeland. So we're dealing with some notes here still. What was 15 minutes is now about an hour worth. I'm finishing up my very brief notes on the introduction to what I was going to go into about refuge versus Redoubt states. Kind of a notes I'd taken from Fletch's thing, and as long as I'm in for a penny, I'm in for a pound. So I'm going to just do what my notes. Not very many notes there, but there's a lot of information to cover. So again, shout out to Fletch and Pastor Joe Fox who got me on YouTube and all that good stuff. So appreciate it. This is from another reader, and this guy was a insurance guy worldwide. I mean, he was. I could remember the name here in a while, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Chubb Insurance. I believe he worked in about 130 countries. Had to know their banking, their currency, a bunch of different things. Excellent assessment about the Craton and Hurricane Alley, Tornado Alley, moving east. I had been a commercial insurance underwriter living in Pittsburgh. Of course, understanding windstorm and hurricane patterns was a big part of my job. The information you have shown helps to update what I was trained in. Also, here is Command Master Sergeant Dan Page, also of Missouri, giving a lecture that I think you will find very interesting from a Green Beret's perspective. You might look that guy up and watch that. This guy was currently was in Spain when he wrote that, and I wish him the best and blessings. And he really wanted to get back here into the country, but it was being very difficult for him, and I just hope He said it's illegal to grow a garden where they're at. I mean, it's just insane. He said what we're experiencing here is what you will be experiencing in the United States. And he got on a forum, Alt Market, to find me and talk to me because he'd heard about me somehow. And he did not tell me, but he joined that forum in order to get in touch with me. And he wrote some things like that. Hey, you Americans are fat and dumb. And people just wrote him mercilessly, called him all kinds of names. And I came to his defense. I said, hey, he's right. We are going to go through hard times and we are fat and dumb. That's one of the reasons why the Roman Empire fell, and that's one of the reasons why America is going to fall. Pusillanimous indolence, cowardly laziness. All right. So anyway, we became friends for a while, and then I lost touch with him like I do with a lot of people, and just, I don't know. Hope he's doing well. All right. Already went over that. On November 21st, 2013, I made the following prediction based on simple science that tornadoes will decrease in Tornado Alley because that area is directly over the Ogallala Aquifer. That is based on the EUM electric universe model and the understanding that tornadoes are electrical discharges which are a relieving or balancing out of electrical pressure or imbalance in the differential in electrical potential from earth ground to the ionosphere, typically 400,000 volts. The Ogallala Aquifer is nearly dried up. By the way, it used to have 300 to 400 feet of water. It's now down to 80. It used to have enough water in to cover the entire continental United States, 3 to 4 feet deep in water. It now has a few inches. So it's getting dry. That means it will have less of a grounding effect, hence will create fewer tornadoes. The pressure will still have to be dispelled or balanced, so there will be tornadoes over a much larger area, i.e. the Craton. I'll make a further statement. If tornadoes are electrical balancings of the delta potential between earth ground to ionosphere, then they can be shorted out by using up the energy in a preventative manner, i.e. prophylactically preventative. If you don't know what that word means, it doesn't just mean something that you use for birth control. You can take vitamins prophylactically, remedies, homeopathic remedies take prophylactically. All right, so anyway, you can prevent tornadoes. All right, you can prevent forest fires by not lighting a match, and you can prevent tornadoes by using the electricity. Here's a map I was telling you about. Here's and I got a bigger one of that blue one there. That one there. And you see almost every single one of these are straight lines. I mean, very few of them. I'm not even going to go into, but you know, there's a lot of straight lines in there, and I know sometimes they change a little bit, but they find a new roadway to follow or a new bridge that they like or a cemetery or a big metal building. They will go to it and they will annihilate it. You know, mobile homes. Hello. Let's see, they're steel walls. What do they tie them down to the earth with so they don't blow over in a tornado? Steel strapping. And what do they attach the strapping to the ground with? Steel anchors. Tornado, come here. Look up the article, Shorty and the Tornado. Sparky and the Tornadoes. Yeah, really funny, short, great science fiction article. In fact, when I find it, I'll just read it. This is summary of recorded F3, 4, and 5 tornadoes per 3,700 square miles. So, kind of a different rendition. This is the North American Craton. Looks like a shield. It is a shield. It's called a shield. It's protective. It floats. It's the biggest rock on the planet. No question. It is the biggest rock on the planet. It is the largest craton on the planet. Cratons don't move. Where you see purple here, thin, unstable, mushy, out here in the west, mushy. When you have an earthquake out here, it kind of mushes, it kind of bleh. When there's earthquake over here in Virginia, they felt it all the way up to the East Coast because it's hard. Ding! It was like ringing a bell. Smacking a bell with a hammer. It made a ringing sound. Okay, so that's the craton. If you're Dallas-Fort Worth, bye. It runs right between Dallas-Fort Worth. Just stunningly weird. The green stuff out here, I don't know, but I wouldn't live there. You know, I mean, not funny, but you know, you see all these weird maps of the new coastline coming up here. Well, I think there's really good scientific reason for that, and for the U.S. Navy map where you have the Mississippi River split open and the big chunk out here coming up to the Rockies. So I think they know more than they want to live on. All right, earthquakes, red dots, earthquakes, ... Craton edge. Of course, this here, Oklahoma here, that's fracking. They have reawakened a supposedly a million-year-old fault line seismic zone. It's called the New Madrid seismic zone. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Just asking for it, and they're going to get it. I don't know what that says there. Wielded or shielded or welded or I don't know. So anyway, it just shows that there's a really good shot of that one. Or screenshot if you want. That's a lot clearer than that last one I showed you. Okay. Big one down here. Bright. All right, next topic was, and I was going to do New Madrid versus Yellowstone, but man, that is such a bizarre, odd, strange. I'm not even going to go into it. So I will say this: I don't believe that the creator of the universe is going to wake up someday and go like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot about that," or "I didn't know about that," or "What a surprise." Okay. Don't think that's going to happen. I've actually come to the point of thinking that of the opinion that they're both protective for the remnant. They're shielding, protective, and I'm not even going to go into it. Like I said, if you really want to hear my ideas on that, send me some money. You know, I'm going to start doing something. I got to get Patreon going. I want to make one great last. I'm glad that Fletch got me on this. I was actually to a point of I go through different times of depression, of discouragement, shall we say. I mean, after, since 1980, pushing, trying to help people, doing it at my own expense, not having any help. Families kind of, left me by the wayside. The people who have the most that owe me the most are ones that, you know, hurt the most. So I guess that's just life, such is life, you know. So, so the next topic that Fletch had brought up, or maybe somebody asked him, I don't remember on this. Questions, you know, about diversity, meaning demographic diversity, people diversity. So I'm not gonna, and I'm not arguing with anything that Fletch said. I mean, he had some good things, and is it safe? Well, it ain't safe anywhere. It's never going to be safe anywhere. When they said, "Oh, there was flooding in Missouri," and oh my gosh, I guess there isn't any safe place anywhere anymore, and I'm like, well, flooding happens because of rain, and rain is what recharges the springs and our aquifers, and it's what makes our crops grow and our gardens grow and our orchards grow and our grass grow and our keeps our animals alive, keeps us alive. So a little bit too much rain is like, it happens once in a while. So what? Big deal. Deal with it. It's not like it's dangerous and you don't want to move here because of that. Tornadoes. Oh my gosh, tornadoes. Get a tornado shelter. Whatever. I mean, you're never going to be safe anywhere. White, black, green. Well, okay, there aren't any green people, but anyway, I'm not trying to argue with Fletch or anybody else. I'm just saying, I'm just going to point out some facts. If you want to go where the neo-Nazis are congregating, go to the Pacific Northwest. I don't know that there's any congregating down here. I mean, you're going to have people of that persuasion everywhere. But the Northwest Front website plan for the creation of the Northwest American Republic, NAR. This is the Great Seal of the Northwest American Republic. Okay? Mountains, Pacific Northwest, blades crossed. Northwest Front, the sky is blue, the land is green, and the white is for the people in between. Our race is our nation. Pacific Northwest, Northwest Front, that is, you've got Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and of course throw in a little bit of Wyoming there. And I wanted to move there. I mean, I'm going to be going into that. I wanted to go to Idaho or Montana. I mean, big time. Yeah, no question. This racist little nursery rhyme is from the Northwest Front, NWF, one of the more recent incarnations that the white supremacist movement has taken on here in this region. One of the more recent incarnations that the white supremacist movement has taken on here in this region. Read all those words. Okay, there's others. Their goal, called the Butler Plan by Mr. Butler himself, I don't remember his first name, is the creation of a white homeland consisting of Idaho, Oregon, Washington, western Montana, according to their website. The Northwest Front is a political organization of Aryan men and women who recognize that an independent and sovereign white nation in the Pacific Northwest is the only possibility for the survival of the white race on this continent. Oh, my word. They're wrong. Methinks Almighty God has another plan that's a lot better than theirs. So, Cascadia and the struggle to protect a flag's symbology from hate. Okay. Another shot of that. Flag, the tricolor flag looks like suspiciously like the beloved Douglas fir flag of the bioregion of Canada, aka the flag with the Doug fir on it that people wave at timbers and blah blah blah. Timbers games and back during the Occupy protests. So what? See how many flags around the world have green, red, and yellow on them? About 50 of them. Or scimitars, what do you call them? The hammer and sickles and all that. Oh, this is kind of cute. They were recently criticized as an escapist fantasy in the manifesto of the Charleston Killer. The NWF was founded by white supremacist author Harold Covington, who, I shit you not, was kicked out of the racist state of Rhodesia in 1976 for being too anti-Semitic. So, all right. This is Jerry Diamond with How to Get Out of Babylon. If you're listening to this, you are the remnant.